let's talk about it. Come on and shout it. I talk, you talk, we talk. Women talk life, it ain't no surprise. Baby, you could see if you would open up your eyes. You won't understand if you can't open up your mind. So let's stop wasting time when women talk live.
And welcome to another episode of Women's Talk Live Overnights. I'm your girl, April J.
I'm SassyScribe.
And this is Elle, Boogie.
We back, y'all. And this time, we are spilling the tea. There's a lot of tea out there. It's a lot of tea. A lot of tea.
And new tea came in overnight that we're going to talk about too.
Okay, cool. All right, so listen.
Hot tea.
Crazy tea.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. We're going to get into, I'm going to go back to doing some history facts. I thought that was really interesting.
Yes.
So these days and times on social media, you see a lot of folks posting selfies. That's known. People will post all types of kind of selfies. I mean, all of us have posted selfies. However, there have been some selfies that go back to 1800s. The first selfie was by the name of Robert Cornelius. He stood in front of a makeshift camera in the yard of his family's gas-lit business in Philadelphia. And he stood motionless for at least 10 to 15 minutes before this picture was taken.
What?
Yes.
Our attention span is like 5 seconds, if that.
Yes, exactly. Yes. He stood motionless
I think my
that
selfie
long.
mode is 2 seconds.
Right. Exactly. Ain't that crazy?
15 minutes?
10 to 15 minutes he stood.
Wow.
All right. So, and the next one is Joseph Byron.
He got some long.
Yeah. So, yeah, this was he specialized in photographing Broadway shows and other stage productions in New York. And in 1909, he took some self-portraits while standing on the roof of a building on Fifth Avenue. And this way, he kind of took a notion of a selfie with the camera he held stretched out with his arms and took the picture that way.
Back in the day, didn't they have that though? It is a dope picture, but didn't they have back in the day when they held the camera, didn't it have something that the flash flamed out or something?
Well, this was taken. Yeah, that probably. Yeah, they did. I don't know if this was in 1909. I think probably in 1800s they probably did. Probably that's why the other guy, who took that picture. Let's see. It's a certain type of photography called daguerreotype process. It's it's taken using a camera with an opera glass lens, and it kind of, that's why you see the graininess and stuff. So yeah.
Do you guys remember that little square flash you would have to put on the camera and it would spin itself around?
Yeah,
it was like a little box flash.
It was a little cube that you put on your Polaroid at the top. And every time you took a picture, it gave you four exposures.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. The kids, y'all don't know nothing about this.
Yeah, nah, that was these were selfies from back then.
Remember how you would get it, you take it out, and then you be in there like this,
oh, that's the Polaroid.
Oh yes, the Polaroid. Yes, I remember that. Yes, and then you were like, then you like, you said, and you couldn't put your fingerprints on it. Yeah.
Yo, everything old is new again because they're now doing Polaroid cameras and they're all the rage.
They were instant cameras. Yeah, so
it just came back out.
Because the kids didn't know all this instant shit. They didn't know the anticipation of waiting that 5, 6 seconds or 10 seconds for that picture to come out.
About
And then
5,
wait a
7
minute, only for
days
you
waiting
to
for them to have your pictures.
Yeah.
When you had to
wait a
drop
minute,
off
only
the
for you to
film.
say, wait a minute, only for you to say we gotta take it over because
We gotta
somebody's
take it
eyes were
again. Yeah,
closed.
that was
Somebody's
the
eyes
one.
was
Yeah.
closed. Or
Absolutely.
they weren't looking. They weren't
Yeah.
looking at the camera.
Exactly.
The frustration. Okay.
Right. All right. So the next one is Grand Duchess Anastasia. And she took this picture in 1914 when she was 13. And she took
Okay.
a handful of self-portraits using a Kodak Brownie box camera in front of a mirror.
Okay, that's when you talking about Sassy, where they put
Yeah.
the curtain over themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, she took this in her bedroom. And this was represented as the first teen selfie.
Wow.
She looked like a grown woman for 13. They looked old as hell back in the day.
Don't
No
they?
wonder the men was trying to marrying them at 12 and 13. By 16, you were a spinster.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
you know, when I got married, they said I was a spinster and he was a bachelor, and I was 24 at the time, and they considered me on my marriage certificate. They wrote spinster, and he was a bachelor.
No way. You got to take a picture of
I
Wow.
that and show
swear,
us that.
I swear,
Yeah.
I swear
24?
they did.
Then my
Yep.
ass, what is up with me?
That's funny.
Mm,
That's funny.
mm. Look, you're not a spinster. You're a roadster.
A roach or a roach?
That's
No.
funny.
Was my sister called me a nasty old goat?
Oh no.
I love
Oh
her.
my
That's
god. All right.
You
So
are the greatest.
all right. So speaking of that, um for most humans, a birthday was just another day. And many people didn't even know the exact date they were born. In ancient times, some noble and wealthy families kept birth notes for inheritance and lineage, but there was no routine tracking for original people. That began to change in 1538 when England, under King Henry VIII, ordered churches to keep parish registries recording baptism, marriages, and burials, creating the first age records for many communities. So prior to that, there really wasn't any records of of birthdays. So this was not until the mid
1538.
Now
19th
that's why they
century
did the
birthday
whole
party. Yeah,
circa.
right. So
Yeah, because my birth certificate is just a
Everything in
recordation
circa.
of the live birth. I had to actually go to the Hall of Records
mhm.
to get an actual birth certificate. Yep. Because
Yeah,
what my mother
Why?
gave me when I tried to get my first passport, what my mother gave me, it was just a little thing from the hospital. And it
yeah,
was just a certificate of live birth. It was not the birth certificate. So I
right.
had to
Yeah.
go to the Hall of
Oh,
Records. My sisters and I, we all had to go because we were all born at the same, three or four of us born at the same hospital. But we had to go to the Hall of Records because all she had was a little blue document that said certificate of live birth, which means I did get born on June 7th, 1967 at 11:23 a.m., but it didn't prove that I was born. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. My parents had to go through the same thing. So yeah, it's yeah. But hey, listen, to this day, there are folks who still do not track birth dates, which I was surprised. But yeah, you go into a lot of these tribal villages, a lot of them don't even have no clue
No.
how
My
old they
cousins were
are or
saying,
anything.
because we were talking about our fathers, because all of our fathers are gone, and we were talking about our fathers. And she said that they celebrated their father's birthday in May, but the Hall of Records have it in June because he was birthed by a midwife, and the midwife didn't record it until June, but he was actually born like May 25th or something like that.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
wow.
how many of our parents may have had that happen where they were actually born on a certain date, but it wasn't recorded until a date, and that's what the census and everything, that's what the government uses.
Yeah, that's because I think my mother, her older sister, and then a sister born after her. were all born in a small town in Jamestown, South Carolina. So they weren't born in a hospital. They
Right.
were, born by, a midwife
Midwives and doulas.
a family midwife, because the town they lived in was my grandfather's family and my grandmother's family. They had this land together. So, I mean, it's like, she knew she was born,
Mhm.
but,
Right.
they put the date she was born and all that stuff. But, I mean, yeah. But she only had like a
Yeah.
little card, so she had to get an actual birth certificate. All right,
Yep.
hopefully we'll get
Yep.
Kim back.
Kim
But
back. Yeah.
yeah, so all right, let's get into spilling some of this tea.
Let's get some of the important tea that we need to discuss is what the Department of Education has recently done by non-certifying these professions as no longer being professional,
Right,
right? And
right.
we all know that it's BS, but it's not effective until July 2026. It includes nursing, physician's assistants, physical therapists, accountants, architects, audiologists, educators, and social workers, right? And if we look at that list, right, outside of accountants and architects, all of those other professions that are basically dealing with humans in the medical industry and the educational field are mandatory reporters for abuse.
Okay.
And I don't think when MAGA looks at this, I don't think MAGA understands. And then again, I think they do because they don't think it's as bad as it sounds. But I don't think they look at the fact that what they want to do with the heritage foundations, because they're the architects behind Project
Yeah,
2025.
yeah.
And what they want to do is to have women barefoot and pregnant dependent on men. And what they don't understand is that women aren't not having children because they don't want to have children. Women aren't having children because the men ain't shit. The economy isn't set up for men to take care of themselves, let alone a family. And what rational thinking woman is going to put herself in that predicament and that situation? Right? And when we look at it and everybody's like all up in arms and like you don't really understand, what they're doing is capping the amount of federal student aid you can get to those professions at 100,000.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think a lot of what they're doing, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think because they think that the majority of these professions, um, black people, especially black women, are going into.
And predominantly women in general.
Exactly. Um, I think they consider these as, oh, this is a woman's job. And they want
That's
to, right, and they want to downgrade it for the most
right.
part
And they're saying
until they ass needs a nurse.
exactly. And then somebody I saw on social media, somebody was like, well, all the nurses should just do a mass walkout. The nurses care for their patients, which is the only reason I feel that they're not doing this mass walkout, because they realize that their patients need them. And they got into that profession for a reason, because they like taking care of people. That's important to them.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
know? And I don't think people really understand that. But we got to look at the fact that this country is very much still a patriarchy, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
Yeah,
it's white patriarchy, black
it is.
patriarchy, Hispanic patriarchy, Asian, it's still very much a
Right.
patriarchy.
And I
And it's
think a
a
lot of,
very white male dominated
right.
patriarchy. And they see that slipping with the changing demographics of the world, not just this
Yeah.
country, of the
Right.
world.
Right.
The
And I
majority
think,
of the world is melanated. It's
yeah,
not white.
right. And I think a lot of times, I mean, you have a lot of women who are choosing their profession over having a family or
Yeah.
getting married or having children, and there's nothing
Mhm.
wrong with that. but it's wrong in their eyes. Why wouldn't a woman want to be married? Why wouldn't a woman want to have children? Case in point, before I had kids, I had no intention on having kids. I had no intentions on being married. I was fine with having a career, building my career. Like, I was fine with that. But I don't know. And then once I finally, when I did get pregnant and got married, after I divorced, I was just like, yeah, I ain't doing this shit no more. I'm gonna build on my career. So it's just like, it's like they don't want women to have a choice.
They don't.
And the thing is, so they trying to do everything they can to make choices for women. And if women in general will be like, really, like, fuck you, like, when elections come, a big fuck you, maybe they'll see.
But the thing of it is, Black women, as we always do, we understand the assignment. We understood what was at stake. We understand what's at stake. And I'm not going to diminish who I am for your dusty ass to come in and lead me in the wrong direction. But they want to handmaid's tale us, which is really what they want to do.
Exactly.
And the sad part is that the uneducated white woman is down for it. I think the educated white women understand it, but they still follow the patriarchy in their family and telling them how they should think and what they should do if they're not as strong-minded as some of them are. Some of them are like, fuck you, dad, I'm not doing it. They're like, to me, the white people aren't mad enough as to what's going on. They're waking up, they're beginning to understand, but they're not as mad as they were on January 6th. They got to get mad like they did on January 6th.
Yeah.
While we sit back and sip our tea and put our boots on the ground and figure out what we're going to cook for dinner. Because it's not our fight. Yeah. It's not our fight. It really isn't.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
Well.
So let's go. Okay. So I've been hearing
I do want to add to that when you talk about like the fight part, because there was a video circulating about a white lady who was saying that she teaches her kids to see color because if something happens to them, she was like, I tell them to find a Black family or a Black woman. Don't go to a single white man, go to a single white woman, find a Black person, family, woman, and go to them because they'll take care of you like you're their kid. They'll protect you and so on and so forth. And
it's true.
I understand it's such a double-edged sword to me because we are a compassionate people. We are the ones who take care of other people. But even with that assumption, you want your children to run to us for protection because you feel like, we have humane expression with regard to helping somebody. Why don't you protect our kids the same way? Like, that's the part that bothers. Like, we're always supposed to be the ones to stand in and rescue and help and protect and serve, more or less. And you can't see that same concept being played out for our children. You know what I mean? Like, even when those white girls were caught in the house with the guy for years, and the Black guy said, I knew something was wrong when a little white girl came running to a Black man. And
what?
To me, that just, I don't know, it irritates me so much.
I can see that though.
Yeah.
Because I saw an Indian guy. I saw an Indian guy on TikTok who said the same thing. His mother told him, if you ever get lost, find a Black woman. But those same immigrants don't understand that the rights that they are afforded those rights from the fights that our people did for civil rights. So all the shit that you get when you come over here, thank Black people.
Right.
The darkest of these Indians and these people from Asian countries that are some of them darker than us will still assimilate to white adjacency.
Yeah.
They will still assimilate to white adjacency.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, speaking of white adjacency,
Oh my gosh, this one right
so
here. This
there
one
was
right
rumors
here.
going around that Charlie Kirk's wife is 10 weeks pregnant.
No,
Right?
8 weeks.
8 weeks pregnant, and he's
Yes.
been
He's
dead
been dead for
10,
10 weeks.
10 weeks. And she's supposedly pregnant. Well, she went on Megyn Kelly's show and said that unequivocally she is not pregnant. Which, if you listen to Joy Reid, and I'm not much a conspiracy theorist type person, but what Joy Reid said is so spot on. Number one, JD Vance and Erica Kirk had that little love fest on TV. And the way in which they hugged and the way her hand was in his head and how she was touching his head when they were hugging put these rumors out that they could be smashing, right? Bumping uglies. I'm not trying to be vulgar, I'm just saying. So that they were smashing. So if you look at JD Vance is married to an Indian woman who is not a Christian, she is Hindu, right? So the MAGA fairy tale is that JD Vance, who continues to throw his wife under the bus, I don't even know how she stays married to him, but he continues to throw his wife under the bus. So the MAGA fairy tale is that him and Erica Kirk would get together because we can all see Trump's cognitive decline. So once the Republicans decide that he's no longer useful, who's next in line? JD
Yeah,
Vance.
but I don't see them. I don't see them listening to JD Vance. Like,
but here's the thing: no, they're not going to listen to JD Vance. But if JD Vance is the next in
They'll
line,
control him.
he can't be in
Control
line
him.
with a Hindu wife. Vivek Ramaswamy, they told him to his face that you're not one of us. And when he was at one of those what is that, conservative foundation meetings that they CPAC meetings or whatever that they had. And he was up there, girl. You could see because Vivek Ramaswamy, whatever his last name is, with his little 5-foot self, thinking he the shit because he got money, right? So he got Napoleon syndrome. These white people got on the microphones and told him to his face, "You are not one of us. You will never be one of us. You are not a Christian, and you're not white. So we will never support you." And you know what he said? That they weren't racist. So JD Vance being married to this woman does not fit the MAGA-based narrative. So they will never embrace him. So he's throwing his wife under the bus. Eventually, he's going to have to divorce her if he wants to move forward with MAGA. He's going to have to. And I think him and Erica Kirk been smashing.
I honestly think they're going to try to not JD Vance. I think they're gonna probably end up putting Marco Rubio. I think he's probably gonna be the one that's probably gonna be their pick. Rubio.
But Marco is on Grindr.
Well, who is what senator or Republican
person isn't on Grindr? But wait a minute. So now MAGA has a problem. Gavin
but that's not on. Democrat. Yeah, he's Democrat.
But
no, I'm just saying. You said what politician ain't Gavin Newsom?
But we don't care as a Democrat or independent. We don't care if you are smashing a dude. We really don't care what you do in your bedroom, so long as it's not the children.
It's just the Republicans who have that.
It's been proven that the Republicans are the sexual assaulters. The Republicans are the grapists, or should I say the SAers and the grapists. Right? Not saying it's not in the Democrat side, but the Democrats don't embrace them. They kick you out with the quickness. You got to go. We're not going to be associated with you. We don't want our name attached to that. Yeah. But MAGA got a problem because the president got pictures with him on his knee giving sloppy toppy to some dude named Bubba, and it ain't Clinton because Epstein's brother came out and said it ain't Clinton.
Where is this picture?
In Putin's vault. It's in Putin's vault. This is what Putin has on him.
But wait, have you seen the picture?
No, but the picture exists. I believe the picture.
I think that's why he has not gone against Putin the way he has, because I think Putin does have something on him, and
And it
this
ain't a
could very,
PP tape.
yeah. So
It ain't a PP tape. Because if you caught
I
me
believe
pissing on
that.
somebody, release that shit.
yeah,
Release
yeah,
it.
I believe
right,
that.
Yeah, I peed on them. They wanted to be peed on. I pissed on them.
right,
But to give a dude, and you notice Trump reveres strong men. He loves something about strong men make his insides flutter. Like he get butterflies and his
yeah.
ass start burning and getting hot. Because you
Makes him,
saw how it
makes him,
was with
yeah,
Mom
probably
Don.
makes him shit on himself. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah. But you
Mhm.
saw you saw how he was looking at Mom Donnie, because Mom Donnie went in like he's just a man. I ain't afraid of this motherfucker. I'm not afraid of him.
yeah, yeah.
So he
He he
he,
he
he
talk he
likes it.
talks a good game when you're not in his face. Soon
Right.
as you get in his face, and I think that's what Donnie was wanted to do when he went to the White House. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? If you
Mm-hmm.
got so much to say, come on and say it to me, to my face.
Into my
Just say
face.
it to me in
Mm-hmm.
my face. And you saw he was when they had their little press conference or whatever. You could
Their
tell he was
moment.
sitting there like he was sitting there. The dude was sitting there
He was
standing
looking
like,
up at him like,
yeah, like, okay. I ain't got shit to say. I got shit to say. And even they
nope.
asked him, he was just like, oh, I think, we have difference of opinions.
But he's a good
Really?
guy.
But he's a good
He's a good guy.
guy. Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Okay. Yeah, Negro. At the end of the
Right.
day,
Good damn guy.
huh?
They always yelling somebody good, or like you have no
That's
concept of what good or
but
evil
that
is.
but
No,
Like,
they
that's
don't.
that's what he feel
stop
that
it.
that's him. Like he talks a good game online, like any bully. But once you get in somebody's face, or somebody's face to face with you, like he has so much to say to Obama, but when he saw Obama face to
He ain't shit to
face,
say.
he ain't shit to say. It's just like, dude, you just diarrhea at the mouth when it comes to social media, but you right. It's like, okay, listen.
In the presence of men of true character and strength, he doesn't understand that and he can't connect to it. You saw it with him and Gavin Newsom, and he kept trying to get away, and Gavin kept pulling him back, holding his
Yeah,
hand firm,
right.
talking. I loved it. Gavin fine as shit. Gavin, Gavin, you can be president in 2028, 2030, 2034. I don't give a shit. Gavin is fine. He
Oh,
is
he
That's
fine.
the
and he goes toe to toe with him. He
He
really
goes toe
does.
to
He ain't
toe.
scared.
He goes, when he bought the said that he sold out of the knee pads. The irony of it was just he's playing Trump's game and people are
Yeah,
getting mad. And I wish more people would do it.
yeah,
I wish more people would do it. I love it.
That's what I'm
But
saying. Like, stop with the whole "we better than that." We don't do that. No, you gonna have to. Nope, you gonna have to get down in the mud and show them that you just as bully and could be just as grimy. After a while, you have to, or they take your kindness for a weakness. And I think that
mhm,
that is what the Republican Party relies on, because their base is so ignorant to the truth that they'll believe anything that their base says. And so when the
mhm.
Democrats don't say anything back, they don't do anything back, they're taking this high road. Where's it leading you to? You're gonna have to jump down, beat their ass, and then get back on your high road. Like,
High horse,
step
yup.
to get back to the high road at some point, but you can't fight clean when somebody's fighting dirty.
You
Like,
dirty.
but these,
no,
but
those are
these,
not
but
the
these,
rules of engagement.
but these younger Democrats, oh, they ain't taking no shit.
They
They'll
nope.
say whatever
They're
they want
not.
to say. Oh
And
no,
that's
I
what we
love
need.
AOC.
That's what we need. Because
I
I'm
love
all for,
AOC. I love
listen,
Crockett.
I'm all for getting
You
rid
know
of like
what
the
though?
Schumers.
I love Bernie. I
I
love
like
Bernie.
Bernie too.
Bernie,
But Bernie is
yes,
old.
I love
We
Bernie
need we
Sanders.
need some
we need
serious
young.
term.
We need
We
younger.
need term limits. We need some
But when
term
you think
limits.
about the
We
fact
need to expand the
he's
Supreme
still in
Court.
the trenches, he's
He's still in
doing
the
a lot
trenches.
better than some of the medium age
Oh
senators
yeah,
and Congress people who out there.
yeah, yeah.
So
But people are afraid. People are afraid for whatever reason. But you got the people like Jasmine's and the AOCs and the Bernies that aren't afraid. They're gonna say what they want to say. And
yep.
no amount of threats, like Mark Kelly said the other day, he said there's nothing of an illegal order, an unlawful order from a president that's going to make me go against the oath that I took to the
And
Constitution.
he even said,
Thank
"You want to
you.
come after me? Come after me.
Come
You
after
ain't gonna,
me.
you ain't not gonna scare me." And a
Nope.
lot of the other Democrats that were in that video, they were like, "Okay, what you want to do?"
What you
FBI
gonna
talking about,
do?
"Oh, we
But
want
how
to
you want to
interview
charge
you."
them with
They're
What you
like,
gonna
"Come
sedition
interview
on."
me?
after
Fuck
January
you.
6th?
Did you see how
How
they
do you
booed
charge them
Cash
with
Patel at
sedition?
the F1? Cash Patel ended and Christy Nome ended up going to F1 in Vegas on our dime.
Mm-hmm.
We paid for that shit. And when they got on they got down there in the pit with everybody in the paddock, they were booed as they should have
Yeah.
been. Fuck out of here. Don't
Yeah.
nobody want you here. Don't
Mm-hmm.
nobody want you here at all.
Right. Right.
And by
Uh,
here, we mean the United States.
by
Exactly.
here we
Yeah.
mean the
Cash
United
Patel. I
States.
mean, when he gets on TV, it's
With his
oh my
old
gosh.
cross-eyed ass.
I mean, before we get into the next one, you know, when the two service people got shot in DC,
That was set
and
up.
West Virginia governor wants to get on TV and said, "Oh, they both died," when both
They
of them
didn't
did
die.
not die. And so Cash Patel, he gets on TV, rectifies that they didn't die, even though the one young lady, she did pass away. I think
Okay.
she did pass away. And the other one is fighting for his life. So prayers up to them. But he gets on TV. Now, mind you, they caught the person who did it. And he's getting on TV, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
indicating that there were more people. And the reporter asked him, "Was there more people?" And then the guy who's over the police department, he says, no, we're still investigating, whatever. And you could see during this press conference that Mayor Bowser was like irritated. You could see it in her face. Black women cannot cover when they're irritated. She could see she
The
was
face will say it
clearly
all.
irritated. And Cash Patel gets on there and he was like, "We talked to the president," and da da da. I mean, he sounded like an asshole. And he
He
sounded
is.
so he sounded like you. I'm like, this is the director of the FBI. I took more credibility in the person who was over the police department, because it was like, okay, clearly Cash Patel didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
No, he didn't.
And the police department and the mayor had to kind of, in a way, correct some of the stuff that he was saying, because one thing I can say about the press, granted, they don't put everything out there like they should, and granted, they
Nope.
don't, but they will take you to task with questions. They will definitely take you to task with questions. And I think you can see in his face, he's just like, he gets his eyes get wider, they get more crossed than they get when he just don't know what to say. And you could tell that the guy who was over the DC police and the mayor, you could tell in their face, they're like, okay, like,
Like,
you could just see in their face, like, what the fuck. And I'm like, it's just like, it's sickening.
The
It's
whole
sickening.
administration is DEI. For as much as they don't like DEI, it's DEI.
Yeah.
These are unqualified people that have been promoted to positions of power. And they're going to do everything in their power to remain in power.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I say white people, y'all got to get as mad as y'all got on January 6th.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just have to.
Right.
But let's go to
let's get to some reality
TV stuff. So the new tea I was talking about happened yesterday with Ray J. Ain't that Brandy's brother? Yes. Ray J pulled a gun out on his live stream on his baby mama with the children. Now, I can't give you any particulars. All I know is that this fool pulled a gun out on his baby mother with the kids.
Oh my gosh. What is wrong with this Negro? Like,
Ray
seriously.
J he's spiraling out of control. But what somebody said was, and if you watch and this is, I remember because I watched the reality show of Brandy's family, his mother never held his ass accountable for shit. Nothing. He is a product of being raised with a momager who was focused on the sister's career and allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do. And we have now a grown man that is unfocused and undisciplined and out of control, who believes he can do what everyone. Look how he got mad at Mario. Was it Mario or J. Cole? Because they wouldn't let him get on stage with him.
Yeah, I think he has some. I think he has some issues that really need some.
That motherfucker stays high. He ain't got no fucking issues. He need a good two-piecing. He needs a good two-piecing. But for him to do, and I think he was on something, because if you look at the live stream and the way he was talking and his movements, he was on some shit. He was definitely on something.
Lord,
and that happened yesterday.
All right.
But the other ones I'm gonna talk about are these reality marriage TV shows and these reality shows and the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac and Beverly Hills and the OC. And reality TV is where relationships and marriages go to die.
Good to die.
And in my personal opinion, if you do not have a solid, unshakable foundation,
TV will expose it.
TV will expose it. The same way COVID exposed how y'all marriage wasn't solid.
Right, exactly.
You know, it exposes everything. So we got Candy and Todd from Real Housewives of Atlanta getting a divorce, but then T came out yesterday that they got a girlfriend. So they got a little throuple situation, which I can kind of see because Candy got the dungeon and whatnot. She got her bedroom candy. She's a little nasty. I like it. I like bedroom candy.
Yeah, me too.
I like bedroom candy.
Yeah, me too.
But the fact that they're getting divorced, and let's face it, it's only a few Real Housewives that are actually millionaires, and Candy is one of them.
Yeah, you know what? I think a lot of why they are divorced has a lot to do with his mama. I mean, her mother and her family. I really do. I think
her mother clocked his ass from jump. She clocked his ass.
Yeah, I get it, but in the same sense, I think she allowed her mother to be into her marriage, and I think
say a lot of shit.
Yes, and I think it kind of downgraded, you know, his, because he didn't want to disrespect his, you know, her mother. I have not seen where he ever disrespected her.
No, he's never disrespected, but she diminished his masculinity.
She did. And I believe Candy allowed her to do that. And when his mom passed, I think that really affected him because he was close. His mom passed like a few years ago, because he was close to his mother, really close to his mother. And his mother was the one who told Candy's mother, you need to mind your business and stay out of their marriage. And I think that was, but she allowed that to happen. And that was one thing that even with my daughter getting ready to get married, I tell my daughter all the time, listen, I ain't gonna get in y'all business, because whatever happens in your house, as long as he ain't putting his hands on you or verbally abusing you, I ain't getting into it. I said, if you come to me and ask me for advice, I will give you advice, but I ain't gonna tell you what to do. That's your decision to make, and y'all two need to make whatever decisions, whatever. But I told her, not nobody, I don't care who it is, should be in your marriage at all. I told her, I said, the whole 17 years I was married, not once did either one of my parents, my mother, my father, not even my mother-in-law, was in our marriage. Mm-hmm. The shit that happened in our marriage was between us.
Yeah.
Nobody tried to
know. Your family
exactly.
Know.
It wasn't, because the thing was, it's y'all business. And I think what it was that her mother, I don't think her mother wanted Candy to be married. I don't think she wants her to be married to anybody, because she wants to be the one that Candy
Or
takes
takes
care.
counsel with.
Or takes care of her, because Candy
Mhm.
takes care of her, which is understandable. That's your mama. I get that.
Right.
Me personally, I do what I can to take care of my parents, my mother.
Mhm.
But in the same sense, her mother was the one that really kind of ruled over their marriage. And I think
Mhm.
that was the biggest downfall. Now, granted, yes, social media and reality TV, of course, because they meant a reality TV anyway. But I just think they probably would have made it if the mama wasn't involved. And
Yeah.
I think the mama had a big, because it's like, I don't know. It's just, it's sometimes, and listen, ladies, you can get mad at me. I don't give a fuck. But sometimes when you masculate a man, or you allow your family or your mom to
Right.
do so, that man gonna look at you like, well, if you don't tend look like you give two fucks about me,
Right.
so like I'm gonna go do my thing. That's how
And he needs to
that's the
feel
thing,
protected
and
as well.
that's on you. That's on you. You gotta take accountability, and I don't think Candy is taking accountability for her part. I really don't.
I
I'm
think that
sorry, Kim. Go ahead.
when people talk about, the protect and provide, I think that what you're saying, April, is really true. A lot of people miss out on the fact that you have to protect that man also. And not from a physical sense, but you have to protect his spirit
Mm-hmm.
and his heart. Because even in the Bible, it says, for a proverbial woman, that your husband's heart rests safely with you. And that you have to respect your husband. Like in the Bible, it says that a woman is supposed to respect her husband, but a man is supposed to love his wife like Jesus loved the church. And I think when you talk about respect, God understood that if you have my respect, my love comes with that. You feel what I'm saying? And I think from her aspect, they didn't give him space to be respected. And it's
No, she
hard when you
didn't.
talk about,
She didn't.
the money that she makes and the fact that she's a boss in the corporate world. I think from her being single for so long, from being a boss for so long, it did not allow her. And from all intents and purposes, from what she witnessed, she didn't have a role model as to what a wife would be because of how her mother was. So she just took it as,
Well,
he's here. This
But I
is your
think her
job
mother was
description.
ever
You don't want
married,
to do
wasn't
it.
I don't know if her mother was ever married or not, but she was from day one when she started dating him. The fact that he was producing a producer and part of the show didn't set right with mom anyway. Because in mom's eyes, you could feel that he was beneath her.
he? Yeah.
You
Yeah,
could
it
you
was.
she gave him that sense, and then the mom's attitude towards him tainted it for the old lady game,
Yeah.
i.e. her aunts.
Yeah. And I think
So everybody in the family started to like, well, she the one make the money. She in charge. You can't take. Everything that he did, they did undermine.
Yeah, they
But
did.
Candy was always about making money. And you can be married. It's just like any relationship. You can still focus on your career, but you got to be able to nurture that. You got to be able to be there to
Hmm.
massage and nurture that relationship. You can't be all over the country 180 days out of the year or more, you know what I mean? And expect
Right.
that it's still going to be
Yeah,
massaged and
it's
on
yeah,
opposite sides of the world.
it's
He's in
true.
Atlanta, you in California shooting this show, you in Chicago shooting that show. Then you're back in Atlanta, but you're not really focusing at home. And
Yeah.
you're in New York creating plays. And I love her mindset. She's in Nashville writing country songs. You know what I mean? She's writing gospel music. So I like her multifacetedness as a boss, but there's certain things that you're gonna have to like maybe sit down and take a little time out for. And I think
That's true.
Todd was undermined from jump. And I know
She
that her
was.
mother is really rejoicing.
Of
I hate to
course.
say that.
Of course.
She's really
And my
rejoicing in
thing
this.
is, you have kids, and you're sitting there, and here's my thing. If you're going to sit there and degrade your own grandchildren's father, what what are you saying about them? Because whatever you're saying about him, you're saying about them.
About them.
Because
Yeah.
they are a part of him. And when she used to say the things she said to him, Candy would just sit there. And I'm saying to myself,
she didn't check her mother.
You know, and when I said to myself, I said it's sad because even when I knew my ex-husband was wrong as two left feet, I still spoke up for him. And I still be like, nah, I ain't let nobody disrespect him. Now we got behind closed doors, I'd be like, you know, you was wrong as shit.
Wrong as shit. Right?
You wrong as shit. And I would let him know, listen, you fucked up. But I would never let anybody outside of that think, oh, you know, I went along with it.
I can come to April and say some shit about her husband.
You weren't gonna do that. Yeah, you weren't gonna do that because I didn't play those games. But she just didn't. And don't get me wrong, like I do love Candy. I like the fact that she does have a mindset. But I think a person like Candy shouldn't be married.
Because you can't tell her shit.
She shouldn't be married. Yeah, she can't.
I mean, she was, when I stopped watching the show, but when I was watching the show, she was even beginning to clash with her team.
Exactly.
You know, and the team been with you from day one. When you wasn't Candy.
Yeah.
When you was trying to become Candy.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Those are the people that you really don't get rid of. Because they're the ones that's not afraid to tell you no.
That's true. That's true.
They're the ones that's not afraid. So let's move on to the next one. So we got real quick, because apparently we're gonna go to the Real Housewives of Potomac, because now we got Wendy and her husband Eddie Acefo.
Yeah,
and we all know that they live here. They live here in the DMV.
Mm-hmm.
They live in what this white person told me was God's country. Anyway, I thought all of the world was God's country, but they live out in Carroll County, Maryland, which is not very diverse friendly.
No, it's not.
It's not diverse friendly. It's a Klan country, as far as I'm concerned. As growing up, it was Klan.
Certain parts, you're right.
Yes. But they live out there. So apparently, they've been arrested for fraud by our Carroll County district attorney. Has cited them for fraud. Now, the first one is insurance fraud, because they claim to have either $400,000 worth. I'm more inclined to think it was $40,000 worth of jewelry that they say was stolen. But then they must have forgot that they said it was stolen and got that insurance payout. And then the same jewelry that they said was stolen, they ended up wearing on the show.
Yeah, wearing on the show. Ain't that some shit?
That's dumb.
Yeah, very dumb.
You never, if I had did that and got away with it, you would never see that
never
jewelry.
See it.
You never see the light of day,
Ever.
and it would be hidden in a safe deposit box somewhere.
Exactly.
You would never see it. I would be dead and gone.
Right. And this supposed to be a doctor and
a professor, a lawyer. She's a lawyer. She has a doctorate in something. This woman is not stupid, but she got caught up in the look and keeping up with the Joneses to the point that her and her husband now new charges, 40 credit cards, 40 in various aliases.
What?
So that's credit card fraud.
Whoa, my gosh.
First of all, who has 40 credit cards? You may have 5. A couple of department stores. You might have a couple of emergencies. And then you might just have one that you like, whatever. But 40. I can't even fathom. Listen, I get the heebie-jeebies with 3 credit cards. I can't fathom 40 credit cards.
That's crazy.
40. So then the other co-host, this is what I'm saying, the show, like, Karen Hooger just got out of jail from drunk driving.
Mm-hmm.
And now Mia Thornton, another Maryland native, has decided to leave the show and move her family to Atlanta. I don't know if she's going to pop up on the Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah.
But she just got arrested for fraud.
Oh, my God.
Wait a minute. Not fraud. She got arrested for theft because she stole $11,000 worth of furniture out of an Airbnb. Wait, what?
What?
$11,000 worth of furniture. But you know, her and her ex-husband, they were into something shady from jump.
Yeah,
they didn't
seem.
Yeah, I think they had a little throuple thing going on too.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they had a little throuple thing going on too. And then That's it with them. And then finally, we're gonna finish it out with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and our beautiful girl Garcelle Bouvet
Yeah.
has left the show.
Yeah.
Now she's talking about the microaggressions, high key and low key,
Yeah.
that they had on that show, but you could see it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I
Garcelle was
watched that
self-made.
show.
I
I
watched the
watched that
show.
show. Yeah. Mhm.
Garcelle was self-made, is self-made.
Yeah.
She continues to make her own money.
Right.
And
She
look
calls
at some of
them
these,
out. She
calls
calls them out.
them out, and they're
Yeah.
not comfortable being called out on their
Yeah.
racism.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
think they're liberal,
Right.
but we saw how they interacted with her son,
Yeah.
and Garcelle did not immediately check their asses.
Yeah. She did.
You will
She
never
did.
talk to him like that
Right.
again.
I mean, she was not afraid to check them at
No.
all.
They
At
would
all.
laugh at him. She was like, "Oh, really? Is
Yeah.
that what you think?"
Yeah. Yeah. So
No.
yeah, she on the reunion, she actually walked off because she was just like, okay, so I'm the only one that thinks that. I think this was when Dorit, she had made a comment that she felt like, Dorit.
Her husband set that shit up.
Yeah, it's like, okay, and she wasn't pointing the finger at Dorit. She was saying she was like, it just felt like it was. She did not say, but Dorit wanted to take it, and then everybody else, she was just like, oh, so no, I'm the only one that talked about it. I'm the only one that said it.
And
everybody's standing there like,
Sutton was real loud about that shit. Erica Jane was throwing shade, and then her ass is back in court over some fraudulent shit.
Yeah, so it's like she was, so at that point she was just like, and then the lady, I forgot her name, who was supposed to be her friend, Sutton did not speak up for her at all. And she was just like, you know what? I got up. She said, you know what? I'm done. And I knew she was leaving the show at that point. She got up and she walked off, and they like, Garcelle, why are you not going? Why are you going? And she went out. She was like, I'm not for this bullshit. She went, changed her clothes, and left. And then after the show, that's when Sutton was like, went to her room. Garcelle's shit was gone. She was gone. And she was just like, well, where did she go? We were supposed to have dinner.
Bitch, you think I'm gonna eat break bread with you when you left me out to dry like that?
And Garcelle was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So, yeah,
she got that contract with Lifetime. She doing those movies. Garcelle is going to be fine.
Yeah,
she's going to be fine. So these people are just, and if you look at it, the real rich people on these shows, if Atlanta is Candy. Mm-hmm. Now the other ladies may be comfortable and have some money, but Candy is the true millionaire on that show. Yeah, she came in a millionaire. And when she started Bedroom Candy, the first year she made $35 million. Okay. If you look at Potomac, who's the real millionaire on that show?
That would be
Monique, the basketball player's husband. The football player.
The real millionaire, Monique?
Monique's husband was a real millionaire. Not Monique, her husband.
Oh, you talking about on Potomac?
Yeah. If you look at these different, let's go through these different shows. Who's the real millionaires on these shows? Everybody else is just keeping up with the Joneses. And Atlanta is Candy. Oh, and that other girl, that other lady married to that African dude with the special needs child. Candy's friend. That they're not friends anymore.
Oh, yes. She has, they have her money. Husband.
Yeah, her husband has money.
Yeah, her husband has money.
If you go to Beverly Hills, Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, she has money.
And Lisa wasn't going to let you come for her or her husband.
Right,
and her husband wasn't going to let you come for him or Lisa. Yeah. They had a strong foundation. They have to show we don't need this shit.
Yeah, even now I will say who's the other lady?
The Hilton lady, they had money.
Yeah, they had money because her husband, he has all them agents.
The real estates. Right. But Tamra Judge, Tamra ain't have no money.
Yeah, right.
Tamra was lucky to be in a friend group with a strong personality that they were afraid of pissing off.
Yeah.
That's what that was. They were afraid of pissing Tamra off.
Yeah.
And then you move down to the OC, Heather Dubrow and her husband have money because he's that plastic surgeon. And then he has his own show called Botch. right? And then he has a line of products on QVC. So they have money. I mean,
Yeah.
the house that they were in was too small. So now they have this $55,000, 55 square foot house, 55,000 square foot home
Right.
that they live in. So, and then, but the other ladies, I think Vicky Golvinson, she owns an insurance brokerage. So
Mhm.
she has money, but the rest of these ladies were playing keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
They may have been comfortable making $500,000 or $600,000 a year, but they weren't bringing in millions. So they couldn't keep up with the private jets and the Birkin bags and all of the stuff that they were doing.
Right. Yeah.
They couldn't do it. They
Yeah.
just couldn't do it. They couldn't do it.
All
So,
right. So,
I'm sorry.
we did go a bit longer, but it's cool.
We did.
It's cool.
Good. It's
So
good.
let's
We ain't
let's
got
go
shit to
through our
do. I'm
polls
sorry.
real quick. Real quick. Last week's poll: what are your spending habits for the upcoming holidays? Which is, I mean, Thanksgiving that just passed, and then and then Christmas. So 70% of consumers say that they will spend either more or the same from last year. And 20% said they will spend less this holiday season. And for incomes under 50,000, 18% are expected to or about 18% expected to spend more, 50% the same, 30% less on gifts.
I wonder how many of them are going to be participated in this boycott that they have going on, the blackout, the economic blackout. And I know it's really hard for people because they're doing their damnedest to get y'all in the stores with these Black Friday deals.
Yeah.
They really are.
They
But
are.
you got to hold out until next week. You got to hold out until next week. You can buy something December 6th going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But the blackout really is supposed to last from November 25th through December 5th. But the true blackout is the day after Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. Don't spend shit, y'all.
Yeah.
That's where the retailers, the big box retailers, make their money. So if you feel the need to spend, you need to go with local, small-owned businesses. For Black people, you need to spend your money with local Black-owned businesses. And this blackout is also for these chain restaurants. So if you're going to eat at a mom and pop shop, eat at a local family-owned restaurant, not any of these chains, not any of these big box stores, none of them. That's the economic blackout. And I know you got one big box store that is an ally. I don't know if they get an exemption or not, but it's a no.
Yeah.
And my one big box store got these beautiful poinsettias that I want that are on sale, but I gotta wait till next week. So I gotta wait till next week.
All right. So our poll for next week is: should you be based on our previous conversation about professional certifications not being recognized, should you be expected to pay for your professional degree because of that? So we want to know what you think. Think. All right. So for our final thought of the day, I am presently experiencing life at a rate of several what the fucks per hour.
Say that again. Say that again.
I am presently experiencing life at a rate of several what the fucks per hour. Yes.
Because every time you turn on the news or something, it's something different. It's always
always something. Yeah.
The actual fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, all right, y'all. So that is our show for today. This is Women's Talk Live Overnights with your girl April J.
I'm your girl SassyScribe.
And we know Kim was experiencing some technical difficulties, so she will
say I'm KL Boogie.
Yeah, she's KL Boogie. All right, y'all. We will see y'all next week.
Peace.
Women talk live.